So then we're going to see if everyone's favorite team of mutants, the X-Men, can take down the unstoppable monster known as Doomsday. Let's find out. The X-Men are a superhero team of mutants founded by Professor Charles Xavier. They are dedicated to helping fellow mutants and sworn to protect a world that fears and hates them. For this fight, we're going to have an X-Men team of Cyclops, Jean Grey, not Phoenix. She would easily defeat Doomsday. Wolverine, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, Storm, Iceman, Nightcrawler, Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit. So quite the team. They'll also know all about Doomsday and know what a threat the monster is, so they'll be using their powers all out. Now let's talk a bit about what that means for all of them. Cyclops' Optic Blast have been able to temporarily hold back and injure Warrior Hulk and Juggernaut. Jean Grey is one of the most powerful telepaths on the planet, and she's even been able to affect Juggernaut through his helmet. Then her telekinetic powers are strong enough to stop punches from Abomination. Wolverine is a living weapon, capable of taking punches from Hulk and hits of Mjolnir, and he's got adamantium claws, able to injure both Hulk and Thor. Colossus is a being of organic steel, and is able to fight against Juggernaut and Warrior Hulk, although he isn't as strong as either one of those two. Kitty Pryde has the unique ability to phase through objects, and she's even used this power to phase Hulk's arms into the ground and severely injure him. Storm can control all forms of weather, and she's able to create blasts of lightning powerful enough to injure Silver Surfer. Winds strong enough to stop a tsunami, she can flash freeze opponents, and manipulate the air inside an opponent's body. Iceman is powerful enough to knock Juggernaut back with a beam of ice, create ice constructs and battle against the Red Hulk, drop things down to absolute zero, and he can't be killed, since he always reforms. Nightcrawler can teleport, and can also teleport with opponents, dropping them from incredible heights. Rogue is able to absorb powers by simply touching an opponent, and can even absorb beings like She-Hulk and Juggernaut, and then battle against them. Magneto can lift hundreds of thousands of tons, restrain Red Hulk and Hercules, create shields to block blows from Thor, and manipulate the electricity and magnetism inside an opponent's body. Finally, Gambit has the mutant power to transform an object's potential energy into kinetic energy. He often charge-ups objects and then throws them at people, but he can charge people as well, and even charge them just by looking. And then in the other corner, we have Doomsday. Doomsday is a seemingly unstoppable behemoth who adapts to overcome and destroy anything or anyone in his path. Because of his unique physiology, every time Doomsday dies, he comes back to life and becomes immune to whatever killed him. Doomsday possesses vast physical strength, and in fact, most opponents that get in his path are killed. He's even killed the Man of Steel before, and has knocked out Darkseid, Lord of Apocalypse. So if that doesn't give you a glimpse of Doomsday's strength, I don't know what would. But not only is he super strong, but he's also effectively invulnerable. He's withstood punches from Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter, Darkseid's Omega Beams, and Energy Blast from Green Lanterns. And then the few vital organs or weak spots that Doomsday does have are protected by thick layers of bone. He is an exceptionally fast healing factor, able to heal from any injury virtually instantaneously. He also possesses an ability known as reactive adaptation, which basically means that the longer the fight goes on, the more invulnerable he'll get as he fights. But not only that, but he can actually adapt to his opponents and their weaknesses. For instance, he's grown kryptonite bone protrusions before while fighting Superman, and gained the ability to breathe fire while fighting against Martian Manhunter. Doomsday can also involuntarily return from the dead, so no matter how many times he dies, he'll always come back, and he'll be immune to whatever killed him in past lives. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now there are two ways of looking at this. One is to really bank on Doomsday's sheer power and durability. The guy is a team buster, having regularly gone up against the Justice League, so he should be able to go up against the X-Men. Plus, there are quite a few members of the team that Doomsday could take down fairly quickly. In fact, Doomsday could probably kill everyone on the team in one shot, except for Wolverine, Iceman, and Colossus, and probably Jean Grey or Magneto if they're able to put the shields up in time. Everyone else doesn't have an exceptionally high level of durability. Like Cyclops, Gambit, and Nightcrawler would get killed with one punch. And then even more durable heroes will be taken down by Doomsday eventually. Hulk has defeated Wolverine multiple times. He broke Colossus' arms and beat him. Iceman won't be able to reform fast enough to continue in the fight. And Jean and Eric's shield will eventually be broken through. However, all of them do have incredible powers. Like Cyclops' Optic Blast have held back the Juggernaut and Hulk. Wolverine's claws have been able to injure Hulk and Thor, so they'll cut through Doomsday. Magneto has been able to restrain Hercules, and really a lot of these heroes are able to use their powers to battle against Hulk. So, they'll be able to battle against Doomsday. However, this is where we circle back around to Doomsday's durability. He can hold up to Cyclops' blast and power through. He can overpower Colossus, since he's overpowered Superman. Gambit's explosions won't mean anything to the monster, and Doomsday will be able to kill Rogue before she could use her powers against him. And really, it's all summed up by the fact that Doomsday was able to defeat Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Flash, and the rest of the Justice League. So, since he's durable enough to hold up to them, he's durable enough to hold up to the attacks from the X-Men. But here's a second way of looking at it. The X-Men are a team, are able to work perfectly together, and also have full knowledge of the monster and time to prepare beforehand. Scott is quite the tactical genius and leader, and he should be able to devise a strategy to fight against the monster. And a lot of the X-Men's powers operate in unique and dangerous ways. Nightcrawler can use his powers to dismember opponents. Storm can manipulate the atmosphere inside of Doomsday's body. Magneto can manipulate the magnetism and electricity inside of Doomsday's body. Kitty Pryde can phase through him, or even just phase Doomsday into the ground and leave him there. This is actually a very powerful attack, since two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. So imagine the ground being in the same place where your organs are. And even though Doomsday doesn't have a lot of vital organs, this attack will still affect them, since Doomsday will be completely submerged in the ground. Iceman could flash freeze Doomsday, and Jean could telepathically attack him. All of those attacks, combined with Cyclops' Optic Blast, Wolverine's claws, Gambit's explosions, punches from Colossus, and Rogue absorbing his powers, is a whole lot to throw at the monster. It might be more than he can handle, especially since some of the attacks target his more vulnerable internal organs or even his mind. However, we gotta take Doomsday's adaptive evolution into account. He's been able to fly, counter Martian Manhunter's phasing power, adapt energy projection, fight against John's telepathy, and Wave Rider couldn't affect his nervous system. That power can neutralize a lot of the things that the X-Men throw at him. Plus, there's still durability to take into account. At the end of the day, I just see that being too much for the team to handle. I really think this fight is a whole lot like when the X-Men went up against World War Hulk. The team put up a good fight at first, but Cyclops was quickly taken out. Wolverine was pounded in the head over and over again until he couldn't do anything. Colossus had his arms shattered, and Kitty Pryde was able to temporarily take Hulk down by phasing him to the ground, but was eventually defeated. All the team went down, and this was a Hulk who was holding back in some ways too. He didn't kill Cyclops, and he just broke Colossus' arms, even though he could have easily crushed his head. Doomsday's a whole lot more vicious and just as powerful, so I really see him taking down the X-Men. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just like this one every single day, and I will see y'all next time.